Hey folks, it's Rob, and this is Prison Architect Alpha Build 22, but this is How to Prison Architect series, and today we're covering education and prison labor. So, we have all these prisoners who I am not currently housing in any cells, but that doesn't really matter for our purposes. I feel like I should start some programs for rehabilitation and education and getting them to work for me. And that's perfectly reasonable. We can totally do that. But what we are going to do is first off go to bureaucracy here, and basically we're going to need to unlock maintenance and we need to unlock education. Okay? Now, with maintenance, that'll get us into A, the cleaning, and B, the prison labor. Okay? We need both of those, otherwise cleaning doesn't happen and prison labor doesn't happen. Education is necessary so we can actually do reform classes. So, also, we're going to need some places to hold classes. So, yeah, where shall we put them? Well, I was thinking I would put some space here on the back end of the prison, because I happen to have plenty of room there. Now, what we will do is I will just demolish this bit of fence here. As you can see, it is 4 in the morning, so we have a little bit of time to work with. Now, you can plan this out if you want to. You know how to do it. We covered that before. But what I'm going to do right now is just on the fly go with my building brick foundation and just put down a fair bit of space, right? No need to do all this space if you don't want to, but I feel like doing so. Now, I'm going to run my electrical cable down into the area, and a large pipe over into the area as well. And I'm going to put a large door in the back end of the canteen. And I was thinking for efficiency, I might put a staff door over here onto the infirmary. Just so it can be accessed from inside as well as out. Now the prisoners are having their showers while construction is ongoing here. A thing to keep in mind is that prisoners will try to escape through open doors. So hopefully we'll finish this off before they come into the canteen, and hopefully if they do come into the canteen, they'll still be too afraid of the guards in their way. But we shall see. Right now the door won't close because this bag of garbage is in the way. Alright, that's what bell means. Yep, our maintenance research is done, and education is started up. But the maintenance guy can do his own research once I give him an office. So we're going to queue up cleaning and prison labor and groundskeeping, because those are things. And he's going to need an office. Fortunately, we have an office right here. Well, kinda. We haven't fit the objects into it, but we have the space for it. So the workers are still working, as it were. Our new batch of prisoners are coming in. 20 prisoners arriving tomorrow, I think, is going to be a bit much. So I'm just going to switch that off right now. I don't have any cells. Keeping everybody in a holding cell is a risk as it is. Don't want to push it. So there we go. Nice large open space that is secure and Prisoners are on their free time at the moment, but they are locked into their prisoner area, so they weren't able to get around. Now, we are going to need more power for the things we're going to be building. So I'm going to go to Utilities and drop in a couple capacitors. Capacitors have to be next to the power generation plant, otherwise they don't count. And I'm going to need to run a little more electricity around in this place. Okay, so now we have a large room that we're not really using for anything. I'm going to set this to locked open because it's a secure room. And I'm going to need, well, basically, let's hit the grants again, because this is a very typical thing. Let's see here. What we want is prison maintenance. And we're going to want education reform program. Now, I know I told you in the previous video that this takes forever, and it is going to take forever. And I'm not going to take you all the way through the education reform program. I'm just going to show you how to get it going. Right, so we need to unlock cleaning, we need to unlock groundskeeping, we need to hire a foreman, we need 2 janitors, we need to hire a gardener. Okay. Here's our office. I'm going to put the foreman in here for now. I may want to move the foreman at a later point. There's going to be reasons behind that, but right now he's going to be up here doing his thing. That way he will do the research on getting these things unlocked. Now we're going to need a classroom with 20 school desks, ideally. And we're going to need probably a laundry. I would really recommend that you get a laundry in, and some prisoner cleaning spaces, and yeah, start education on like working in the kitchen. You can also fit in a workshop, and we're going to put that in here so you can show. In fact, let's start getting set up. So I'm going to want to set out an office space down here. For my foreman to eventually be in. Okay? He's going to eventually be working down in here, and I'm going to eventually have a training room adjacent for him to work with. Now, this is just going to be a little cleaning room, but this here, and actually let's lose that. Let's make it like this. Okay. Right, so this will be a cleaning room, this will be an office, this will be a workshop. The laundry I'm going to put over here because I already have water over in this area. I'm going to need water and power for the laundry. And just to make it extra impressive, let's make a really big laundry. Yeah. Let's see, I got a working air pathway through here, so I want, okay. Alright, let's put a regular door there. We're going to put a regular door over here. Yeah. Because I want the prisoners to be able to get in and out without having to be let in and out of the laundry. And same goes for the cleaning room there. The staff door is perfectly adequate for this future office. And I'm going to put a large jail door here because it's going to be the workshop full of expensive equipment. Alright. Rooms. I want office. Just put it in like that. Fit in a desk. Fit in a chair. and a filing cabinet as always. Rooms wise, I'm going to make this a cleaning cupboard down here. And I don't think I have the laundry unlocked yet. Let's see. Laundry. Yeah, laundry's not unlocked yet. Once I have prison labor, that'll unlock. Alright, what's wrong with my guy? Why isn't he doing his thing? Oh, I haven't allocated the room. That's what's happened. Okay, he'll be heading down to the other one. That's fine. I want that one to be a security room, a security office anyway, and that's what it'll be in the future. Yeah, he's moved down here, and once the office fittings are in, he'll start doing his shit. Classroom-wise, well, we're going to want a classroom, aren't we? And let's see. And I'll use this for a classroom for now. You may be like, Rob, what's with all this extra space? Well, you might want to fit in additional classrooms. You might want to fit in some common areas for programs, but although we do have that common room that we set up already over here, right? You may want to set up some cells. I just like using the space as I have it. I don't need to make the whole center section into a classroom, so what I'm doing is just sectioning off an area of it. Now, a thing a classroom has to have is a desk, and that's going to be it for the teacher. It's also going to need school desks, and you're going to want to fit in 20 of them if you can. Alternately, 2 classrooms with 10 each works pretty well too, in my opinion, which is more what I'm going for here. That way I can segment out my classes into different things. I don't have to have the entire 20 desks be doing the same thing all the time. Now, we're waiting for education to finish, and then we'll start fitting in your classes. Actually, cancel that. Cover that once the laundry stuff. Once the washing machines are available, I'll start showing you. This is going to be workshop over here. Again, I need to unlock that. See? But we'll get there. Now, I know I'm going to cover this with security later on, but I would highly advise you set some metal detectors at some point so that when prisoners come in and out of the workshop or out of the labor areas, that they are being scanned by metal detectors. Now, you just place them adjacent to a doorway like that, and they have to pass through. Scanning your prisoners with metal detectors will help resolve a lot of problems. And in addition to placing them, you have to power them because they use electricity. So what you're going to do is just like connect over electricity. They're expensive, but they are worth it. Looks like we're getting our methadone treatment. 45% chance of success. Good stuff. We're getting our alcoholism treatment. Alright, educational fire any moment. See, and then prisoners with metal objects on them get searched automatically, and if we find anything, they get punished. Let's see, like he had a drill. I don't even know where he got the drill from. We haven't even set up the workshop yet. So he's like, oh, off to solitary with you. Right, that's education ready and rolling. So let's set up some classrooms. Right, classroom 1, classroom 2. Now, objects. Well, we're going to need an office desk in each one. There's no actual requirement for a chair for the office desk. Go figure. School desks, however, have their own built-in chairs. You might remember these from school. They kind of suck. Right, so that's like 10 in there, right? And that's 10 in there. Let's see, looks like we unlocked cleaning. No, we unlocked something. We just about got cleaning. And as part of cleaning, you're going to need to hire some janitors for this grant. So two janitors are going to have to be hired. But also, we're going to be putting prisoners to work. And you can see this one has a minimum size of 5x5, which is just annoying as all hell. Because unfortunately, this is 4 wide, even though it's really long. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you can get away with it by just like stretching it. Like I've stretched it into the doorway here. And then it's like happy. Okay? Alright, so let's get those janitors in. You're going to need to, I'm going to just drop one here and drop one here. It doesn't matter, you can drop them anywhere. And they'll start cleaning anywhere that needs cleaning, which is basically everything at the moment. Alright, did we unlock prison labor? No, not yet. We're working on it. Okay. Now, once the classrooms are fully detailed, we'll set up the programs for operation. Now, these programs cost money, okay? Again, just like with the methadone treatments and the Alcohol Anonymous that we're operating, these things cost money every session. For the classrooms, it costs money because we're hiring teachers in who are going to visit. They don't need their own offices, but they're going to visit, and they're going to teach. Oops, I found some drugs on somebody. They're going to come in and teach these students about, like, say, for example, foundation education. Right? Right, so we're all set up there. So let's go to programs. And again, you find this in programs. We have 7 interested in our foundation education program, so we'll start that. And the other classrooms apparently not necessary at the moment. We could do a general education qualification, but no one interested or qualified. Probably once we have some people pass this class, we'll be ready for the second class. Just like there's no one ready for behavioral therapy. And once we unlock prison labor, we'll be able to do the next bits. Oh, you were taking a break, were you? A thing I like to do is just put an extra staff room in somewhere so that staff don't have to go all the way back to the one staff room place. I mean, staff rooms don't take much at all to put in. They just have to be a 4x4 with a few bits in them. And again, I would put a staff door on there just to make it a staff-only kind of place. It needs a drinks machine. It needs a sofa. So we're going to need to unlock groundskeeping and hire the gardener, and that finishes off that grant. And something for the groundskeeper to do, for your gardener to be up to, other than just going around taking care of plants, is you can set up a room called a forestry, right? And with a forestry, basically, your gardener will work in here planting trees automatically, and your workers will automatically harvest mature trees. You can see we just automatically put in 4 trees there. And that will produce wood for your operations. Now, that'll either be directly exported, or you can have that wood put into a workshop for use in prison labor, once you have trained some people to do that. Currently, prisoners do not do forestry work, so that does not have to be inside your prison. You can put it pretty much anywhere you want to. It is something for your gardener to be doing to pay for himself, which is what I like about it. Now, what I'm waiting on is prison labor to finish off. I'm going to hire one more guard, because things are getting a bit bigger than they used to be. Now, as you can see, we only have 1 full bar free. That's going to change dramatically as we install workshop equipment and laundry machines. Alright, prison labor has been unlocked. So, with prison labor, first off, let's assign the rooms. So, I want a laundry. I want this to be my laundry. Yeah, it's going to be a freaking big laundry, but it's a work laundry. And this is going to be my workshop. Okay, so what do I need in these places? Well, the laundry needs laundry machine, laundry basket, and ironing board. Okay, so laundry machines, and the fun thing about laundry machines is they don't rotate. So I tend to put them against the back wall like this. And you need ironing boards. And you need laundry baskets. And these disappear and wander all over your freaking prison, so I have extras. And you don't require this, but I like to have it. a table. That way things can be transferred. The washing machines need to be plumbed in and powered. Okay, so I'm going to put a small pipe across like that. And we're going to run electrical cable down. And that should cover it. Now, the workshop. That's going to need, well, you're going to need at least a workshop saw, a workshop press, and a table. Okay? Fit the table fairly adjacent to the entranceway, just for efficiency's sake. That will allow your workers to drop off materials here and prisoners to pick up and drop off materials. Okay? Now, the press and the workshop saw, right? So you're going to need at least one of each of those. Carpenter table you're going to need for getting people upscaled to the carpentry program, but it's not something you can do right away. It's still something I like to plan for, so I'm going to put those there. They don't actually require any power. And I like to have extra saws over presses, but that's me. Utilities-wise, these are going to need to be hooked up as well, but just with electricity. Okay? So, right, let's set power going. Let's set time going here. Now, because we already have some prison, because we've unlocked prison labor, we can already put some people to work doing something. We can have them clean. Okay? Now, I need deployment to be able to control that. So, again, what we're going to do is go through bureaucracy here, and we're going to need to unlock security, right? And then we can unlock deployment. Remember how we have this office up here? That's going to be our security officer's office. See, a tired guard is now resting here instead of having to go all the way back to the other staff room. He'll be more convenient for the things that we need him to do. Now, without deployment, I can't assign anybody to do the jobs, right? They will take their work time and continue to do whatever the hell they want to do. They won't come and do the classes over here. They won't come and do the work. Well, actually, they'll probably do the classes during work hours, but they won't actually do the work. Now, let's see, my workshop's completely set up, so we can go into programs and go workshop safety induction and start, right? And I have one interested, but we have plenty of spaces. See, and there we blacked out. We didn't have enough power to cover all this equipment. So, we go to utilities, go to capacitor, and we go and drop in some more capacitors. Okay? Now we gotta wait, unfortunately, until this is resolved, because I didn't have any set up any ways of isolating out power sections. So until these capacitors are installed, I have to sit and wait. And that means the whole prison has no power and no water. You can see that the prison continues to operate despite not having power or water. Now these two come in as on, so we have to turn on the rest of them. and then turn on the main. Don't turn them on, you can't turn the power back on. Just how it is, kids. Right. You can see one of my laundry baskets already... Did I maybe not assign that laundry basket? I don't know. Shouldn't have wandered off yet. Prisoners, once they're working in the laundry, will leave baskets everywhere. Right. Now, let's see. With the laundry up and going, there's no class for the laundry, okay? But we can get the kitchen safety and hygiene going as well. And that's so that prisoners can work in the kitchen. As you can see, carpentry apprenticeship, no one's qualified at the moment, just like no one's qualified for the general education degree. I think we've unlocked him, so we're going to set up for deployment. And we're going to hire him in. So, there we go, security chief. And he'll do his thing. Deployment's important for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to go into a lot of detail about that in the security section, which is our next chapter. But right now, we'll have a look at policy as well. And that means unlocking policy, which is done through the warden. Okay? So we'll have him start doing his thing. Unlocking the last bit he does. And since we're getting a bit more populated, I'm going to fit in an extra, let's see, bench, table, yeah. See, doctor's using the staff room over here, instead of having to come from here all the way up to the office block and come over here. It's a convenience thing. Totally not necessary. But it means your staff are spending less time walking around to get to a rest point and more time working. Now, the two janitors are doing a pretty good job of keeping the place clean, actually. But prison labor is labor we don't have to pay for, really. And it is unskilled labor, so the cleaning. So, yeah, it's totally something we can have them do. And I'm all for it, honestly. Keeps them busy. There's our teacher in teaching the class. Someone's not getting enough sleep. Oops, someone attacked a guard. Hello. My guard is now injured, and this guy, here he goes, I think this is the guy. Biscomancer. Found weapons on him. My injured guard is now going to the infirmary for treatment. And the doctor's like, oh, hey, what happened to you? Right, our research is done. So, now with deployment, we click this button for the deployment button, and look, we get a whole different view of the prison, right? This shows us all the little sections of the prison, and you can see here under jobs, little green areas where prisoners can work. So I can assign 2 prisoners to work in that cleaning room and 4 to work in this cleaning room. And I can assign 4 to work in the kitchen and 20 to work in the laundry, which is completely unskilled and a good place to just dump prisoners. And I can assign 8 to work here in the workshop for once we actually have some people trained up for it. At the moment, I have no qualified prisoners for the kitchen or for the workshop, and you can see it says 0 here, right? So, another thing about deployment is you can assign areas that are staff only. Like, for example, this staff room, this office, this entire block here, this utility area. And that way, prisoners aren't allowed in those areas. Okay? Another thing you can do in deployment is assign guards to certain locations. So, like, I can have a guard assigned to this area. I can have a guard assigned to this area. Right? And that means there's always going to be a guard standing around in those places. Later on, in the next chapter, we'll be covering things like patrols and other security-related items like CCTV and such. But this is just so you can get into that. And if we had, say, like areas we wanted to just be minimum security, we can assign minimum security areas. Like, say, I don't know, I want this just to be minimum security prisoners only. Totally do that. Shared is back to regular. Medium security only. Maximum security only. Easy enough, done. Okay? Unlocked areas are completely unlocked areas and are free roam. Right. Policy. Since we've unlocked that as well. So, what about policy? Here we have the inherent nature of policy. Okay, so what we have here is an incident type recognized by the game. And we can tell them when we find these incidents happen, we can tell them to search the prisoner, we can have them search the prisoner's cell, and what would be the relevant punishment involved. Okay? So let's say they were destroying something in the prison. You know, breaking something. I will have them searched. And they get an hour lockdown. Escape attempt. I find that rather serious. I'm going to have them search their cell searched, and instead of lockdown, I'm going to go with solitary for 3 hours. You attack a prisoner? Serious job. I don't like that. Solitary, 2 hours. You attack staff? Really big deal to me. 4 hours. Serious injury. Again, big deal. Don't like it. Found weapons. Well, I want you searched. I want your cell searched. 2 hours in solitary sounds fine. Found tools. Yeah, we want you searched. And your cell searched, and you can be in lockdown. Found drugs. Well, I want you searched and your stuff searched, and we can assign cold turkey if we want. We can go, hey, you're going to spend 24 hours in solitary. That seems crazy, doesn't it? But no, you can totally do this. You can set solitary for as long as you want. But let's not be absolutely insane about it. Let's just put them into lockdown for, say, like 4 hours. Okay? And luxuries, yeah, I want you searched, and I want you to have a half hour of lockdown. No, an hour's worth of lockdown. There we are. And we can also say our nutritional policy. So we can have like meal quantity, low, medium, or high. The more food there is, of course, the more that costs. Meal variety, no variety, low variety, medium variety, and high variety. And the more variety is, the more it costs. But again, this is how we satisfy our prisoners' needs. So the more variety there is, the happier they'll be with the food. The more food there is, the more it'll fill their food requirement. So, but there's actually a grant for messing around with that anyway, which you can just explore on your own. Inmate nutrition research. You get 15 grand upon completion. Prisoner acclimatization and engagement fits into with what we were doing here. Assign 3 prisoners to work the laundry, in the kitchen, and the kitchen cleaning cupboard. So we'll just take that, and bam, done. Simple enough, ain't it? Prisoner manufacturing facility. produce 30 license plates. Takes a while. Basically, they cut sheet metal on the saws, and then they stamp them into license plates on the presses. Okay? So, once they do that, you have to have 30 in total on the premises, okay? And the way it's set up currently is they're going to export them from the prison as they get manufactured. So you may want to shut off exports for a bit when you're trying to complete that grant. Other than that, I think we covered everything right now. Let's see here. Yeah, we covered the classrooms and the scheduling and the cleaning and the cooking and the laundry and the grants and the policies. I think we're pretty much good. So, yeah, they don't have their own cells at the moment. I just have this like one large holding cell. I suppose we should put some demonstrator cells in as well. No. We're doing just fine. You can explore having a cell on your own. Basically, I would recommend you have at least a 3x2 space, which has a bed, a toilet, and a secure jail door. Easy enough done. As I said, this isn't an ideal prison. This is just a demonstration prison to show you, to explore concepts. Okay? So, we're getting quite agitated. It's because, well, your clothing's going to be sorted out in a moment once you do the laundry, okay? Guard, I want you to go in here and have a look, okay? Alright. They're not breaking anything. That's fine. As you can see, because we have a laundry, now there's like a laundry basket, and there's uniforms on beds, and they go and spread stuff around. You know, they'll pick up dirty uniforms, and... oh, someone's stealing. There's not so much for them to do at the moment, so they're doing a lot of milling around in here. But, yeah, that'll cover this episode on basically education and labor. And I hope you found this useful or entertaining. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, folks. Goodbye.